It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Go that way. Really fast. Something gets in your way. Turn.
Yeah.
Let's rock this joint! Oh, yeah! You get nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
Inconceivable! When someone asks you if you're a god, you say, yes!
I want you to remember this face here, okay? This is the guy behind the guy behind the guy. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
I'm kind of a big deal.
They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time.
How about that?
Come on! Quit stalling!
W7 Live. Tuesday night, hoops on W7 live from Random Lake. Good evening, friends. Gary Wilberman and head coach Mark Bailey from the 2023 Kewaskum State Champs. Coach, welcome back. I didn't know if you were going to come back or not. We put you through the paces the last time, but glad to see you came back for game 2.
You mentioned the word donut. I thought I just had to stick around and see if that was a possibility. So
maybe next time. We'll see.
Okay.
Interesting game coming into tonight, Coach. It's Random Lake hosting Ozaukee. Both teams below 500 right now, but each team has a special player that we want to highlight tonight. First for Ozaukee is Caitlin Weicker. Thoughts?
Coach's daughter, coach on the floor. Averaging 20 points a game, somebody that needs to get the ball in her hands on a regular basis. Her mom said everybody takes open shots, but the kid who gets 20 a game is going to be the one with the ball in her hand most of the time.
And then for Random Lake, you and I talked about this in pregame. It's really a matter of 2 kids, we think. I mean, Hallie Van Horn's going to get hers, we know that, but I think it comes down to 2 kids. Who are your thoughts here for tonight?
Well, Lexi Grumman, who's starting tonight, had a really good game, the last game in the win, 19 points, 5 rebounds. She had 7 assists, 4 turnovers, which you don't like to see that, but if the ratio is up to like 2 to 1, the person's playing a good game. And Hallie Van Horn she's averaging 14 points a game. I think they're going to work on getting her shots on the move. There's a thing called zoom action where you screen down for a player and then she takes a handoff to the post. I think you'll see that action tonight. They're basically 2 statistically almost equal teams. They're having some trouble shooting the ball, both on 2s and 3s. The key difference in the game may be who takes better care of the basketball. Both of them are averaging over 20 turnovers. If you don't shoot the ball particularly well on 3s and you allow a lot of have a lot of turnovers, that's a lot of opportunities for the ball to go the other way.
And I think we talked about the X factor being Mara Kinsler. She had a double-double a couple games ago and kind of fell off a little bit in the last game, but it's important for her, I think, to have a strong start and to perform at that level going forward.
I talked to Coach before the game, and she said exactly the same thing, that Mara played particularly well in that game against Milwaukee Academy of Science. And then, like what happens with underclass girls sometimes, they light it up one day and then you just wonder whether a different kid snuck into the uniform the next day. So the hope is that she can give them, Ozaukee doesn't really have a post presence, so the hope is that she can do some scoring inside where they don't have to rely so much on shooting the 3 ball.
We're about 3.5 minutes from National Anthem starting lineups. It's Ram Power night, Tuesday night homeschool. We'd also planned on doing Freedom in Denmark, but unfortunately Connor is out sick today, so couldn't make it. So it'll just be just 1 game tonight, but the rest of the week looks really good. Thursday night, we'll have a couple games for you Thursday, including Notre Dame and Pulaski. I'll be at Oostburg for Random Lake and Oostburg. And then Friday night is a big night for us. Friday night, you'll definitely want to be around for Friday, where it's a Fox Valley doubleheader Friday night. Appleton East at Kaukauna will be Connor's game. I'll be at Hortonville, Kimberly at Hortonville. That's 4 heavyweights right there, Coach.
Absolutely. I'm going to be at Hortonville, I think, later in the season when they play Homestead.
Yep, so that's actually a week from Saturday, so it'll be here before we know it.
Right.
And then, of course, Saturday night, Coach and I will both be at Randolph. 7:15 start, Laconia, Randolph. That game, throw the stats out the window for that one.
Well, Laconia won the state last year handily, in my opinion. They've got a lot of excellent players back. It's always more difficult to come back after a win. It's it will be interesting to see. That will be the biggest game of the year for every team on their schedule. So,
and that's just it, right? I mean, you win that gold ball, then you become what I call the banquet highlight. If another team can beat you, that goes in their banquet reel for accomplishments that season. And you got to play up to that level every single night because every night you're going to get somebody's best.
Especially when you return as many players as they're doing. So it's you're not playing the school, you're playing those 4 kids who got all the way to the state championship game and won. It can be exhilarating, but it also can be intimidating, especially for girls who, you mean we're playing that team that killed so-and-so last year? Right. So, it works both ways.
Well, congratulations to our buddy Peyton Morgan from Laconia. She just committed to Minnesota State. So congratulations, Peyton, well-deserved. You should be proud of all your hard work, and still got 2 more years to go. They're actually going to Tampa at the end of December for a tournament down there. I'm going to send a camera with Callista Vandenberg. So they're going to document it for us for their documentary that we're doing. So Callista will be holding the camera for us down there in Florida. We're going to take a quick break. Tonight's game, you've been watching the Dual Concrete pregame show. Go to dualconcrete.com for all your concrete needs. Talk to Josh at Dual Concrete, dualconcrete.com for all your concrete needs. That's the Dual Concrete pregame show. Our game tonight presented by who else? The one, the only Jolly Good Soda put in the pop in Wisconsin. Here they are, and we'll be back. National Anthem starting lineups. You've been watching the Dual Concrete pregame show. Ozaukee, Random Lake coming up next.
Jolly Good Soda. We put the pop in Wisconsin.
High school, the Big East Conference and the WIAA require good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators at education-based interscholastic events. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, ethnic comments, or other intimidating and unsportsmanlike actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. To honor America and those defending our freedom, we ask you to please stand, remove your hats, place your hand over your heart for the playing of the national anthem by the Random Lake High School Pep Band under the direction of Mr. Brandon Miller.
W7, we are underway. And I see one big glaring problem right away, Coach.
What's that?
If you look up at the bleachers, there's a camera up there.
Yep.
And usually there's somebody sitting behind it.
Oh.
That could be problematic tonight.
When they say the view is static,
right,
that may be exactly the case.
Van Horn has it in the lane to Kinsler, no good.
Kinsler's being played behind by the post.
Yes, she is.
So ball can get in. We were talking before the game. I think she's kind of the X factor. She can present herself as a threat off the block, especially if they're going to play behind her. I think she can be very helpful in not only scoring but also putting a threat inside.
Carter gets the rebound out of bounds.
Coach Van Horn said that they were going to add some pressure in, so they're in a 1-2-2 trap right now with Hallie on the ball, which is your longest defender. Okay.
Well, we'll get the scoreboard up. Guess we could at least do that. No score, 16:56 to go pass in. Van Horn for two, Hallie. First two go to Random Lake. 2-0 Rams.
They were running that lane cut for her the other day against Milwaukee Academy of Science. It was a lot crisper that time, and the girl who would pass her the ball did not have much pressure on her. So those two things combined for a pretty easy basket. And I'm perfectly scoring the game now after one basket. So.
Nice. Shot no good. Put back no good. Van Horn on the rebound. Hal ahead for Kinsler. Took her eye off it for a second. Can't do that.
Got to look at your hands. Nice block by Hallie.
Here come the Rams the other way. Grumman, nope. Van Horn has it and then taken away, but out of bounds. It'll be Random Lake basketball.
It'll be interesting to see if they run the same out-of-bounds plays that they did against Milwaukee Academy of Science. They scored 3 times.
There it is.
There
Kinsler and one.
Nice pass. They scored 3 times on out-of-bounds plays, and that will drive a coach absolutely crazy when another team scores on what amounts to special teams.
So 4-0 Rams. Free throw, no good. Rebound. Oh, and I think we got somebody on the camera now. Yeah, all right. Now we're cooking with gas.
Hopefully they didn't have a couple of beers before they...
Well, you know.
14.
Weicker on the basket. It's a 2. It's 4-2.
So,
15:48 go. Go ahead, Coach.
So this is the three-quarter court pressure they're given. Actually, if Hallie's not going to run any faster than that, they may as well not trap. You want that long-arm person on the top of the trap, and no box out and a basket.
Weicker again.
Yep.
She has the first 4.
Weicker's
for
now.
Ozaukee.
She's now. Well, they're still playing behind.
Skip past Grumman, now in the corner. 3, got it! Hallie Van Horn for 3.
Well, the two coaches' daughters have
shooting the lights out to start.
Yeah, they're both of the points, which...
There's Weicker again. Oh, nice look.
Look out.
Coach, I'm not sure a good way to say this, but I mean, to me, Rogers is averaging 11.8, but when Weicker's 3 feet from the basket, I mean, you got to take that shot. There's nobody there. You got to take that shot.
Yeah. There's being too good a teammate. Scorers need to. They'll take some bad shots, but their bad shot is better than some people's good shots.
MD for three. Madeline Ebler. 10-4 Rams.
She stepped right through that trap. You
There's
just can't do
Weicker
that.
again. Not this time. Kinsler pulls it down.
Okay. Oh, there's a good example.
Hal from the corner. Not this time.
She had a mismatch down the floor with a much smaller player. They need to get the ball up the floor to her and see mismatches. Girls don't see mismatches the way boys do often. They don't go to the Y and play knockout games where they lose the floor. But
turned over, and here come the Warriors. Trailing 10-4, early going. Weicker in the lane. No.
Wow.
Grumman pulls it down. Lexi behind the back, dribble, lost it. Ozaukee ball.
Got the two stars guarding each other right now in man-to-man.
10-4 Rams. Players to watch for Ozaukee, 14 Weicker and 13 Ellie Rogers. They combined for 31 of Ozaukee's 49 points. That shot in and good. That was Rogers for three.
Yep.
Ellie Rogers, 11.8 per game and 27% from three. Grumman answer, no, hit the guide wire above the backboard. It'll be out of bounds at Ozaukee basketball.
We've had 3 threes made already today. Both teams are shooting about 25%. So at this point, the three still makes sense. When normally if you shoot 25%, you may want to have a second or third thought about it. You nearly need to make it right around 37% of your threes in order for it to make it something that you should do on a regular basis by player or by team.
Carrying over a minute, Mark Maley joining you live from Random Lake. That shot by Weicker, no good. Van Horn pulls it down. Hal into the front court.
Right there.
Stefanich wide open, Liv no good on the shot. Rebound, Ozaukee.
That's you probably just needed to catch it and shoot it. She caught it and then jumped towards a defender who was about a foot and a half away from her on the catch. So sometimes it's just better to catch it and shoot it.
Morgan Kimsey on the rebound for the Warriors. 10-7 Random Lake, 12:07 to go first half. Inside, there's Kimsey for two.
Just a little give and go.
And it's 12-9, 10-9, beg your pardon. 5 straight now for Ozaukee. Here's Grumman. She had 19 in the last game. Career high. She was our player of the game. There's the mayor, Chesney Meyer. We call her the mayor of Random Lake. The real mayor probably wouldn't be happy with that, but, you know.
I'd like to see Hallie, when she catches the ball, be ready to shoot it right away. She turned down a three there and then took a drive into the lane, and you know, the other team's well prepared. They're going to bring as many people as they can at her off the dribble. So just being more ready to catch and shoot. They're still, okay, they're playing man, looks like man. No, 1-2-2. They just moved Hallie off the ball. See if they can get over there and affect their vision, if nothing else.
Weicker from the wing, that's way long.
She's having a tough night so far.
Wittenberg on the rebound. Here comes Van Horn. Hal on the pass to Stefanich. Now Wittenberg. Grumman. Long skip pass to Van Horn. Back to Hal. Thought about the three, didn't take it. One dribble. Grumman dishes it off, way over the top. Hallie baseline drive. And that one's going to be stolen. Shot, no. Out of bounds. Ozaukee ball.
I think Caitlin is counting her shots right now in terms of she's missed a few. I would have liked her to keep shooting, not to automatically think about passing because you missed 3 or 4 shots. That's not the way shooters think. They think the next shot's always going to go in.
Got to have amnesia, right, Coach, on those missed shots.
Absolutely. Got to play like a NFL cornerback.
Yep.
No short-term memory.
10-9, 10-23 remaining.
So the post player basically is in the high post. They throw her the ball. She's supposed to kick the ball out and then dive.
Drive shot, no good. Rebound, Rams.
We saw a 35 score earlier. It's the same basic premise. I would like to see Hallie post up.
Post up Weicker. I mean,
Yeah.
she's got probably, 3 inches on her at least.
Yeah, and especially when you're not putting the ball in the basket early in the game, it's nice to just go down to the block, grind somebody down, have the ball go in a couple times, and then the rim looks a little bigger.
That was the mayor, Chesney Meyer, on the basket. That shot out of bounds. It'll stay with Ozaukee.
We had a mayor on our coaching staff last year, Corey Doggs. He's the mayor of 6 or 7 small Wisconsin cities.
I believe that.
He is, yep. Everybody knows Corey.
He probably knows where all the bodies are, too. I mean.
We don't get into that. I think that's a service he owns. All right.
12-9, 9.5. Weicker 3. Got it.
Go.
Caitlin Weicker for 3.
Yep.
Answer, MD.
Wow. Somebody forgot somebody.
Yep.
Okay, again, 1-2-2 trap. They're not getting to the person's getting rid of the ball quicker than the defenders are. They need to be sprinting on the pass if they're going to try to make a steal or at least get a deflection. There's a deflection right there.
Hey, if you're not already, do me a big favor, you guys, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Over 5,000 subscribers right now. Love to have you join us. Ring the little bell to get notified every time we go live. Like I always say, every time a bell rings, another girls event starts on W7. 25,000 followers on social media. Join us. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. 14-12.
So they've taken Hallie off of Caitlin Weicker and now have Maddie
the mayor. And 1 for Chesney Meyer. Chesney 0 for 2 from the line so far this year. Got it.
It's a good stroke.
That's really nice. 17-12 Rams.
It'd be interesting to see if they throw a little bit. There's a deflection.
5 points for Meyer.
The 1-2-2 hasn't really gotten them anything. Sometimes you have to ask yourself as a coach, how much effort are we expending trapping versus what are we getting out of it? If it's really just to slow the other team down and make them take more seconds to get up the floor, that can work.
Meyer already has a season high. It was 3 before today, and she has 5 already. That went out of bounds, random lake ball. 17-12 Rams, 8:26 remaining first half. Wittenberg, Kinsler, turnaround, got it! Mara Kinsler for 2.
That was a terrific pass.
Wittenberg on the assist, 4 points for Kinsler. 3, answer, nope. Van Horn on the board. In transition, ahead, Kinsler. Oh, Mara looked that thing in. That was a great pass by Hal.
Yep.
Might have let her a little too much, but.
Mara's going to get a text from Uncle Gary after the game. Look the ball into your hands.
All the way in. Timeout on the floor. Quick break. You're watching W7 Live.
Jolly Good Soda. We put the pop in Wisconsin.
$19-12, Random Lake. I did have Coach Maley take his gum out. He's working that gum. He's in the Coach Maley there.
Better work the gum than the officials, right? Now, there's a good example where they put immediate pressure on. They put more pressure on, which was what Coach had talked about before the game. Let's see if they go back and pick them up a little harder.
Three-quarter court press, as you were talking about, Coach.
There we go. Right there. Come and get them. There we go.
Thought MD might have jumped that in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why you want to break 99% of the presses, but that looked pretty good.
Rebound, no.
Coach Van Horn has got to be real happy, not just with the shooting, but the way that they've attacked the defensive boards. They're not getting, after one or two possessions with a couple of offensive rebounds, it's been one and done.
This is Trista Knoll in now for Van Horn, so no Hallie Van Horn right now. Abler, corner, no. Knoll hunts it down. Pass inside Wittenberg.
Trying to look.
Back to Trista. Trista picks up her dribble. Now Madeline Abler.
Here's a good example where, I was just going to say, you're up 7. You can take a little time off the clock there, especially if you're leading scorers on the bench. But that's easy to say and sometimes very hard to do.
Abler on the steal. MD has it knocked away. No call. Knoll has it. Put it up and in. Trista Knoll for 2. And the lead is 9. First 2 for Trissy, and it's a 9-point lead with 6:27 to go.
I think that was a good no call.
Yeah, and Ed and I have talked about this a lot. Just because somebody falls on the floor doesn't mean there's a foul. It's not always that way.
And, you could have also possibly maybe called her for a walk, but no call, you just play on. Guys are better about playing on. They don't listen anyway. So where girls will, I always tell them, don't stop. They do something wrong and they'd stop. Boys will take 8 steps and they'll look at the ref like, what did I do wrong?
Right. And then kick the ball down the court. 6:15 to go.
They're trying to run a high ball screen off of 35 here. It's some version of what they've been trying to do the whole game, but it's hard to do that when you've got 4 players within about 4 feet of each other. So not surprising the ball went out of bounds.
Haley, got to check it with the ref first. Haley was just ready to go.
Looks like they're going to pick up now.
And turnover.
Sometimes it's just the first time that they see the trap coming, it's like they just kind of tense up a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see if they can set some screens, get some people open here.
6:05 remaining first half, 21-12 Random Lake. Inside Weicker, 2 dribbles, up, and she's fouled.
Yeah.
Caitlin will go to the line. Weicker on the year, 21 of 38 from the line, 55.3%. 38 trips to the line already, Coach. That's a lot for 4 games.
We had
5 games, I guess.
We had a lot of trouble last year. We were, with one exception, we were about a 55 or 56% free throw shooting team, which it's tough to win tight games when you're missing almost half your free throws. My wife would, when I'd come home, she'd say, "Aren't you working on free throws?" And I was like, "Holy smokes, I forgot."
Wait, what?
I forgot we're no good on free throws. We called practice off and ate brownies.
Weicker gets them both.
Tip from behind.
Nine points for Caitlin Weicker. They're going to talk it over here.
Well,
I think they went jump ball, didn't they?
Yeah, it was a jump ball. That's a call that always half the people in the gym think is terrific, and the others think that they're crooks.
Right.
and criminals.
And they're somehow trying to influence girls' high school basketball.
Now
Noel on the
there we
steal.
go.
Textbook right there, Coach. But
Yep.
not to get it taken away, but that's how you execute that steal.
Yep.
Trista right in the right place at the right time. That's not an accident.
The big part against, you've got to watch the other team's eyes. You know, their shoulders, your eyes in their shoulders or their eyes in their waist. Right there, she just watched the girl, and she knew that there was going to be a middle cutter. And they got a turnover.
Kermsey to the line, 7 of 12, 58.3% on the year. She averages 7 points a game. First one, bank. The bank is open tonight.
And as far as she's concerned, that was what she decided to do. Her mom and her talked about it before the game.
Absolutely.
Said, bank that first one in.
Yeah, bank the first one in, and then just go regular after that. Harder in for Trista Knoll. Good minutes out of Trissy. 5:29 to go first half. Second one, no good. Rebound Rams. Meyer comes down with it, ahead to
There we
Grumman.
go.
Skip pass, Van Horn at the block. One dribble. Harder in the lane. Meyer out to Van Horn. Hal for three. No. Meyer on the rebound. And we're going to have a foul.
I'm going to say it again. I would really like for Hallie to catch the ball, ready to go do something with it. At that point where she was 6 feet from the rim, she needs to put her shoulder down, not pass the ball off to a teammate, put her shoulder down. Right now she needs to get back on defense because they turned it over. But I think she'd be a more effective scorer if she wanted the ball more.
That one knocked away out of bounds. It'll stay with Ozaukee. 21-15. Thursday night doubleheader. I'll be at Oostburg for Random Lake. Oostburg. Connor will be at Notre Dame. Pulaski and Notre Dame. Thursday night. It's a homeschool Thursday night. This one gets away from Weicker. She tracks it down. And we're going to have a defensive foul.
Reach in. I thought that they actually reached in twice, got caught on the second one.
Van Horn on the foul. That's her first 16th foul on the Rams, 4 on Ozaukee.
They ran a little flex cut to see if they could get 35 on the block.
Rogers loses it out of bounds. It's going to stay with Ozaukee.
Yeah, we were rolling there for about the first 8 minutes. Both teams were going up and down the floor, and things have gotten a little muddled here in the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Saturday night at Randolph, Laconia Randolph. Van Horn on the block. And here come the Rams in transition. Grumman looking for Kinsler, has it knocked away. Myers got it and in. Chesney Meyer for 2. 7 points for Chesney. And the lead is 8. Put back by Kermsey, no good, but it's a jump ball.
That was a little quick.
It's Rams basketball.
That's exactly, though, the last play. I think Coach Van Horn wants to score in transition. She wants to get the ball up the floor. Probably will tell them at halftime that she'd like to see the ball passed up the floor rather than dribbled up the floor. Keep your eyes on the rim, and you can see the whole floor. Get it up and see if we can't get a quick post up or a... Okay, they're playing zone now, or at least Caitlin's playing zone. She's not stepping out. There we go.
Van Horn kick out. Grumman 3, no. Ball loose, still loose. We're going to have a jump ball, and it'll be Ozaukee ball. .345 remaining first half, 23-15 Random Lake.
Haley's back up in the 1-2-2. They're not putting as much pressure on as when she was out. Oh, there she got her hands up. That's an automatic, though. There's nobody guarding the ball in that 1-2-2, and they can get the ball in there as much as they want.
Van Horn on the rebound, ahead Grumman. Hal being guarded by Weicker. Coach's daughter against coach's daughter. Ruben. And it's picked up by the Rams.
Mara needs to step in there. Okay, she did. Now let's look at her.
Here's
okay.
Kinsler,
There
one dribble, spin, shot, no. Good look, though.
Good look.
And then she fouled.
That's the I'm unhappy with the last play, and I'm going to go whack this kid in the head.
Yep.
Because she blocked my shot or did whatever. So
know it well. 3:02 left first half. 23-15. It's bonus now for Ozaukee. They trail by 8. At the line is Kermsey. She banked in the first one. She's 1 for 2. That one's barely drew iron. Rebound Rams. Lexi Grumman to Hallie Van Horn.
That's a good cut right there.
There's Van Horn. And in, Hal for 2.
Nice.
7 for Van Horn. And the lead is the biggest of the night for the Rams at 10, 25-15.
That's the second time they ran that cut. I would.
Answer by Savannah Quaid.
I might run that cut again and again and again if you could still get that kind of a look.
Now a takeaway by the Warriors. Weicker to Rogers. Rogers in trouble.
Yeah. Coaches have taught kids in the last 10 years a move called a step through.
Yes.
Which
it's quite popular.
It is very popular, and there's nothing wrong with it, but you can't step through two kids who are standing right together. So,
right.
So it's like I would tell my players last year, they'd say that's a Euro step. And I said, when I grew up, that was called a travel.
Right.
But
uh-oh, we're showing our age again, Coach.
I am showing my age, no doubt about it.
Livy Stefanich in for Mara Kinsler. 25-17 with 2 minutes remaining first half. Van Horn from the corner, no, out of bounds. Ozaukee ball.
One of the things about post play is just because you don't get the ball doesn't mean you immediately run out to the corner. I think if she would just post and then repost, I think she'd be real happy with the results. Okay, that's
Ruben on the steal, and that's going to be a foul on 21, Meredith Clark. Seniors on this Ozaukee team, Weicker, Meredith Clark, Morgan Kermsey, just 3 seniors. Harder will inbound it. The Big East Player of the Year in softball last year. Van Horn, nothing. And taken away. Meyer knocks it away. 3 for Rogers is short. Harder on the rebound.
On the last play, Haley Van Horn did what I call a destination dribble. She had an open shot, then she had another open shot after the first bounce, and then kept dribbling. Sometimes you just need to pull up and take with the open jumper and not keep dribbling into issues.
That one intercepted, dangerous pass, 25-17.
That was a pass block right there.
Kennedy Harness on the drive. Fouls on Livy Stefanich. Harness 1 for 2 from the line on the year.
Number 33, Addison Schubert, comes into the game.
Addison Schubert in for Ozaukee, number 33. That one rims out.
We're not seeing much offense run by either team right now. It's kind of a one pass, couple of bounces, shoot it. Like to see him maybe try to run some sets. There's a cut right there.
Knocked away from Van Horn and Weicker has it.
Yeah, that was there to be had.
Caitlin out to Rogers, Ellie for 3, and she is fouled on the 3. That's a big no-no, Coach.
That's another one that makes you start to eat cookies and smoke cigars as your hair falls out.
Nice. Now that's what I could blame it on. All right.
Sometimes you just got to give up. At some point, you look in the mirror and say, there's nothing that's going to help me.
Coach, that was about 2010 for me.
Yeah.
So since then, I'm just on borrowed time. My friend.
Yeah, I sent a picture to the girls last year of me in like 1973. They thought that was the funniest thing they'd ever seen.
Rogers hits the first two. It's 5 points for Ellie Rogers.
They're starting to claw back a little bit here.
Yes, sir. Lead was 10, now 5 as Rogers hits all 3. Well, that's what good players do. They make you pay. And she did that.
Well, she's a 78% free throw shooter, so you don't want her on the line anytime.
No. 32 seconds and a 5-point lead. And there's a foul.
Once again, when you have inexperienced players and they're in a tight situation, their eyes go down more than stay up. And on that particular play, Caitlin Weicker was fronting Haley, and there was a nice open pass there, pretty easy pass. Could have been made from a couple different angles, but it's hard for the player to see that opening.
A reminder, Saturday night, 7:15. Coach and I will be at Randolph for Laconia Randolph. 7 o'clock for the Dual Concrete pregame show, 7:15 tip-off. Live from Randolph. That'll be a fun Saturday Night Hoops on W7. And if that's not enough for you, before then, we've got a Saturday afternoon tilt. Where is that? We'll be at Mount Horeb, Lakeside Lutheran at Mount Horeb. That's a 1:30 tip on Saturday afternoon. So Saturday Night Hoops alive and well this Saturday. Lakeside Lutheran at Mount Horeb at 1:30. Laconia Randolph at 7:15. Only on W7, 25-20, 28.6 seconds remaining first half.
It's always interesting as a coach to see what they are going to run off the sideline, whether they're just going to try to get the ball in or run something a little more elaborate to try to score.
Harder at the wing, almost throws it away. Gruben's got it, and in Lexi Gruben for 2. 13 seconds. (27-20) three-point shot. Rogers, no. And that one bounces off the rim after the buzzer. It's halftime. Your halftime score, Random Lake 27, Ozaukee 20. We'll be back with the first half numbers. Get you ready for the second half. You're watching Homeschool Tuesday night on W7 Live. Presented by Jolly Good Soda.
Jolly Good Soda. We put the pop in Wisconsin.
Hey girls, want to be a legend? Make sure you bring your game when you're on W7.
Pool on the drive, lefty. Wow, left side, right hand layup, just gorgeous.
W7 is for the girls.
Hey girls, want to be a legend? Make sure to bring your game when you are on W7.
The defending state champs, down 8, 3, Millman, down 11!
W7 is for the girls.
If you don't know W7, you don't know Find a Girls basketball. W7 is for the girls.
Sportsmanship doesn't stop when the game ends. It's part of the community you live in. Respect, character, dignity. Your community, your team. We're a proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Insurance Sportsmanship Award and have been since it began. It recognizes that sportsmanship matters in your community. Visit ruralmutual.com/WIAA and see how our team and your community can work together to be true champions.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Wisconsin. This message presented by the WIAA and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
If you don't know W7, you don't know Keewaukston softball. I'm Grace Lightning and W7 is for the girls.
Hey girls, want to be a legend? Make sure you bring your game when you're on W7.
Laura Nickel on the steal. Shot, finish, and foul. Nice job by Nickel.
W7 is for the girls.
Hey girls, want to be a legend? Make sure you bring your game on W7. W7 is for the girls.
Hey girls, want to be a legend? Make sure to bring your game when you're on W7.
Right side, free ball, launch, Leitzinger gives the Warriors a lead.
Oh, she's fun to watch.
W7 is for the girls.
Hey girls, want to be a legend? Make sure you bring your game when you're on W7.
Drive, kick, 3 on the way. Wow.
W7 is your home for Kakana girls basketball, and W7 is for the girls.
Stop till we're legend.
It's December. I waited and waited. Now I'm done waiting. Halftime score 27-20. Gary Wimberman and Mark Bailey live at Random Lake. Let's give you your first half numbers. First of all, for the visitors from Ozaukee, they are led by Caitlin Weicker with 9 points, Ellie Rogers with 6. 3 points for Morgan Kermsey and 2 for Chloe Dybel. 20 for Ozaukee. For Random Lake, committee effort coach Chesney Meyer with 7, Hallie Van Horn with 7, Madeline Obler with 5, Mara Kinsler with 4, Tristan Knoll with 2, and Lexi Grubin with 2. Let's get your thoughts, Coach, on the first half, what you saw, what's the keys to the second half of this one?
Well, I think that they've got to be really pleased. Random Lake's got to be really pleased with Chesney Meyer coming in. Lexi Grubin had 18 points the other night. She had 2 at halftime. So when you get basically 7 points, which is their average in the first half, there's the difference right there in terms of the scoreboard. I thought that Random Lake basically is bigger and stronger, but isn't necessarily taking advantage of that in the second half. I think they were, or in the first half, I think they were in a position to, they'd gotten the ball inside a little more to maybe blow it out. And on the other hand, Ozaukee, I haven't seen Ozaukee press, but anytime you press and you can break the press in the middle of the floor, there were 2 or 3 opportunities that I thought Ozaukee had an opportunity to get layups if they just, instead of you catch and look and then go, as opposed to catch, put your head down and dribble. So I think there's opportunities for them to get back in the game in a way that they just haven't taken advantage of yet. So we'll see if there was a couple of possessions when Haley was out that actually Random Lake pressed more effectively. You know, even if you have your tall player out there, if they're not getting over there, somebody's got to make that first contact and make the girl look up, put the ball over her head. And they weren't getting that. And then when she was substituted, they threw a couple of smaller guards in, and they gave some problems. The other part of it is, as I said before the game, you know, there's not a lot of post presence here, so how many turnovers the teams have is going to be critical. They haven't shot as many threes as I thought, and that's, frankly, I think the reason the game is a little bit better played. They're just not running up and down the floor and throwing it to the kid ahead who automatically shoots the three. So I'd go, if I was Random Lake, I'd go inside and slow down play.
27-20, your halftime score. Gary Wimperman and Mark Bailey live at Random Lake Tuesday night. Hoops on W7. Random Lake will have the first possession. And our buddy Dave Borcher checking the yes. Santa Gary is spinning the classics tonight, Coach, right? Old Bing Crosby, nothing wrong with that. Here we go, second half. Rams with the possession. And this is Abler to Van Horn. Now Jayla Harder, man-to-man for Ozaukee to start the second half. Grumman, Van Horn, 3, no. Fight for it, Kinsler comes down with it. Now Abler for Grumman, step through, shot, nope. Once again, Mara Kinsler on the board. Away, Mara.
You're not going to be able to send that text to her if she keeps doing that.
I love it. Mara on the drive, no good on the shot, but great possession for Mara Kinsler, getting involved right away. 2 good defensive rebounds. Goes up strong and gets fouled, she'll go to the line.
There's nothing wrong with taking 40 3 seconds off the clock and getting somebody to shoot the free throw, and as long as it goes in.
Kinsler 0 for 1 from the line coming into tonight. 4 points for Mara. Second one. Boy, she puts a mark on that thing.
She really does.
And she got it.
Holy
Barely
smokes.
touched the net going through. That away, Mara. 5 points for Kinsler. 28-20.
She's never heard a coach say put a little more arch on it.
That thing had icicles on it when it came down. Rogers squared up for the three. Didn't take it. Drive in the lane. Shot. Nope. Kinsler again on the board.
She is on fire.
There you go, Mara. Look at her hustle down. Love that.
There it is.
That away, kid. There it is. You know what? That's okay. I love the hustle. I love the effort.
Well, there's an old phrase that post players who run the floor can score.
Yes.
And she was in a great position. They just were a little late getting it to her.
Kermsey has it, and all kinds of stuff going on there.
Okay. I was interested to see if there was a call going to be made there for the fellow right in front.
I got my first rebound of the day, Coach.
The fellow right in front had it as a jump ball, and I was interested to see if the fellow on the side was going to also agree, because it would have been really tough for him to see a foul there. There's a nice screen. 21 set a really nice flex screen.
Rams ball. Grumman drive, has it tipped. They've really bottled her up, Lexi Grumman. They've done a nice job. Ozaukee has defensively keeping her under control.
And she's young. Right there, she, a year from now on that dribble, she's going to pull up from about 8 feet and take the jumper instead of kind of jumping in and throwing the ball up and saying a couple of Hail Marys.
16-14 remaining, 28-20 second half.
So they're going to start pressuring the ball a little. You got a freshman bringing the ball up. I thought we might see this a little bit earlier, so quick screen.
Libby Stefanic in for Kinsler. Grumman, Van Horn.
Nice, there's that cut again.
And intercepted. Step through, shot blocked by Harder. Oh!
Wow.
Savannah Quaid on the basket. 4 points for Quaid.
She's averaging about 8, so.
I don't know what to make about that shot, Coach.
I actually thought she walked.
If she tried to do that, that's pretty cool.
As I said, I have to just not say anything most of the time, because all the people will go, are you 100 years old? That's perfectly legit. In fact, there's an AA coach, people are paying $5,000 a year to teach him that move.
28-22. Here you go, Coach. Little Golden Girls theme for our 100-year-old coach over here.
That's right. Those were hot babes back in the day, right?
See, my time of being nice to you is over now. Now you're part of the family now.
I understand.
28, those are hot babes.
I remember when Maude was new on All in the Family. So my mom used to say, "Did you watch All in the Family?" And I was like, "I'm in college, Mom. It's on Saturday nights. I'm not watching All in the Family or anything else."
28-22.
Okay, now a little more activity from Haley, and there we go.
10-second violation. Ramp ball. (28-22), 15-20 second half.
It sounds simple, but when the other team traps, there is somebody open. And yeah, you always hear coaches yell, you got to come to the ball. But the person with the ball, if they can give it up early, so often, especially girls, will wait for the trappers to come to them. There's a nice move.
Hallie Van Horn for 2. 9 points for Hal.
She may be listening to the broadcast here, and the old bald-headed guy saying she needs to play a little faster. So she turned around and took one right to the rim.
Yeah. 30-22. 8-point lead, 15 minutes remaining. Weicker has it blocked. Coach, I got to say, 9 points for Weicker, but there have been 9 quiet points. I think the Rams done a nice job keeping her in check, especially Van Horn.
They are, and it looks like she lost a little confidence.
MD, no good. Stefanic on the save. Van Horn, no. Nice hustle by Livy to make the save.
Yep. Yeah, you just when your team needs you to score, now right there is
foul.
That's what a scorer does. They they take it and they try to get a step through and throw your hands up and get back into the game.
Abler on the foul. That is her third.
One of the things that I'm not seeing with either team much is screening, whether it's ball screening, on-ball screening, or screening away from the ball. Bob Knight hated on-ball screens, which in the NBA is about 70% of what they run.
Right.
He hated the idea of bringing a second defender over. But, in some cases, you need to screen to get the kid with the ball that you want. We got a 6-point game, so 14 minutes to go. It'd be nice to just, there's a.
Weicker gets both free throws. Her first points of the second half, 11 for Caitlin Weicker.
I'm not a huge fan of that hop jump step, but if my kid did it, I thought it was terrific, and if the other kid did it, I thought it was a travel. So
Maddie Doggs did that once or twice, I saw.
That was all clean. Russ Thal taught her that, not me.
What a kid. What a great kid.
Great kid.
Van Horn up under and one. Hal.
Yep.
Attaway, Hal. 11 points for Van Horn, and she'll go to the line for one.
I'd like to see her muscle on the block more often. I know that they want to go to Kinsler on the inside, but she's stronger than most of the players that are going to guard her.
Van Horn misses a rare miss from Hal. She was 16 of 20 from the line coming into tonight.
Yeah,
I said that after. I didn't say it before.
No,
I wasn't going to do that.
She's somebody you want on the line late in games, so
for sure.
That's unusual.
32-24, Rams by 8. Under 14 minutes, knocked away by Van Horn.
They're still using that high post pass, but
out of bounds, it'll stay.
A post player, they've got Caitlin Weicker, which is fine if they think maybe she can beat Haley off the bounce. Nice move.
Weicker worked right off that screen and got wide open, and they found her. Nice job on good execution. Nice. 32-26.
That's one of those sets where it works, and the people up at the stands say, why isn't that coach running that play more often? That works really good.
13 points for Caitlin Weicker. Van Horn to Stefanic. Libby out to the Mayor. Chesney Meyer. Meyer drive, shot the Mayor for two.
She is rolling tonight.
9 points for Ches. 34-26, the lead is 8. And she knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay with Ozaukee. Mayer, a junior. I think her and Grumman kind of teaming up to replace Abby Borchert, who was the starting point guard last year. 18 points a game for Borchert last year. Now at UW-Whitewater playing softball. Long time, all-time W7 favorite is Abby Borchert. Her and Becca Arndt, Chloe Tice.
That was a reach.
Hannah Lefevre. So many kids.
Well, and you don't replace the previous game we did, Milwaukee Academy of Science. They lost 2 players who combined had 40 points and 27 rebounds. You just don't replace 2 players like that. Maybe you replace them with 3 or more kids playing. But so
3.
Random Lake just played zone on that possession.
Savannah Quaid for 3, and the lead is back to 5. 34-29. Meyer is fouled.
I joked to Coach Van Horn before the game in high school or in college when I was an assistant. I like to play zone as a kind of a curveball, and we would play it sometimes when the other team had maybe hit 6 threes in a row. If they hit 1 3 against my zone, we change it. Which I never thought that was fair, but there wasn't anything supposed to be fair. There's an open 3.
Long that time. Yep. Rebound. Ozaukee. Quaid on the rebound. Good second half for Savannah Quaid. Puts it up and partially blocked, taken away by the Rams. Van Horn in the front court. Charging foul on Hallie. That was a good flop.
Yeah, I was just going to say the Academy Award. That was whenever moms used to tell me I'm an ex-football player, but they used to say things like soccer about it was just as tough as football. It's like, have you ever seen those guys fall down?
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible. We never lost any. We lost a lot of good cornerbacks to soccer. Didn't lose many nose tackles to soccer.
Right.
So,
yeah.
So it's okay.
12 minutes and 2 seconds remaining. 34-29. Love you too, Becca.
The coach is taking Hallie out for a rest. Let's see if they stay with the zone. They threw up a 3 right away. Looks like they're playing man.
Knocked out of bounds by Kinsler. It'll stay with.
She's been a real factor.
Ozaukee. Yes,
Mara's
she sure
been a real
has.
factor the second half. She had a hard time catching the ball the first half, but she's played very well.
Inbound to Quaid. Weicker wide open 3. Can't give her that.
Nope. No, she just got lost. You can't. She's averaging 20 points a game. You just can't lose her on a timeout. Right now, let's see if we can get that. She's got a good left hand.
Again, nice run by Kinsler. That's okay to miss that.
Yeah. No, it was a good pass. She needs to take that shot.
Ellie Rogers for 3. And the Warriors take the lead, and the Ozaukee faithful fired up. 35-34, Ozaukee. Quick break. You're watching W7.
Jolly Good Soda. We put the pop in Wisconsin.
Here we go.
Doesn't matter what I do.
Gary Whipperman and Mark Maley back live at Random Lake, and the tide has turned, Coach.
All of a sudden, the rim, which looked like a thimble, is now looks like a tractor tire to the kids from Ozaukee. Obviously, they lost them. They lost their star on a 3, but that last was a contested 3, and both of them swished. So all of a sudden, the game has changed, and now they're putting their own pressure on. Wow.
Kinsler, again, just got to look that thing all the way in.
Right. And it's really a function of trying to do something before you just catch it. It's hard to put it in when you haven't caught it, so.
Well, a big happy birthday to our photographer, Dave Beasley. 29 today. That's what he told me. 3-point shot. Oh, wow. Almost.
Wow.
Rebound, Wittenberg.
That could have been a turnarounder.
11 minutes to go. Knoll, no good. Kinsler chasing out of bounds. Ozaukee ball. Not sure that's the shot you want right now.
No, I really like Haley with the ball on the block, and even if she had to go block to block or maybe a screen across for 34, I think that Ozaukee's probably more than happy to let her shoot that three. Both teams, you know, when they hit 2 in a row, that's above average for both teams. They're both in the 20s, so that's not really, it's probably not the shot you want.
Right. Here's Weicker up top. Rogers. That thing was straight as an arrow, man. There was no arc on that thing.
She, who needs arc if the ball's going in, right?
Exactly.
So, but yeah, it's you know, when both teams are shooting you know, threes 8 seconds into the shot clock, that's what both teams want the other team to do when they're shooting 25%.
There he is. Our photographer, the one, the only, Dave Beasley. Happy birthday, Mr. Bees.
A little pressure, ball goes sideline. That's where you'd like to trap it. But they're fine with this right here. Now, I'd like to see her get her hand in the passing lane there. Okay. Wow. There we go.
Taken away. Grubin is blocked. Weicker says,
She can do it on both ends. That was lovely.
Caitlin Weicker on the block. $35-34. We've been on that score for a while, Coach.
We did. We got there quick with those 2 quick threes, and then it's been kind of turnover city here.
Knoll has it partially blocked, taken away. Caitlin Weicker.
Let's see if they're going to run any ball screens for her. All right. One of the best and worst things that's happened in the last 15 years of basketball was the emphasis on dribbling the basketball. Dribble drive, basically drive to the rim, don't shoot 2-point shots, either try to get a layup and foul or kick the ball out for a 3. But it's kind of taken a little bit of the passing out of a game where I think coaches are okay with people dribbling the Spalding off the ball. I never was.
Right.
If you're not doing something, trying to go into the rim, pass it.
What are you doing, right? I mean, that's like, you know, Woody Hayes. When you pass the ball, there's 3 things going to happen. 2 of them are bad.
Yeah, just make sure you pass it to the girl in your jersey color. That's kind of elementary, but wow.
Mara Kinsler for 3.
Coach Van Horn's going to buy some lottery tickets after that. That was it looked pure. I don't know if I have her down as with a stat for a 3, so I don't know if that's her first of the year.
I think they gave her 2 on it.
Oh, did they?
Drive and foul.
Yeah, that's right.
2 points for Kinsler. Anyway, it was pretty no matter what.
I'll give her 3. We'll make it up someplace in our unofficial official stats.
7 points for Mara Kinsler. Coach, you can almost just see Mara's confidence just starting to grow.
Yeah.
You just game by game, little by little, you can just see her feeling more comfortable, more confident, and she's just a sophomore.
She's going to have a game where every time she touches the ball, she catches it. And nice shot, nice little set play there out of bounds.
Caitlin Weicker, 18 points for Weicker. And Ozaukee retakes the lead, 37-36, and there's a foul.
I like that. She's a terrific free throw shooter. Just give her the ball, close to the rim, let her work.
Hal to the line.
Yeah, it's like the score just kind of froze for like, it feels like last 15 minutes we've been on the same score.
First one, good.
Doesn't matter how it goes in, it just has to go in.
That's a shooter's roll there.
That's right. Well, and I did such a fantastic first half job, and I guarantee I've got wrong baskets for the wrong team here. 2 made free throws. That's terrific. What you'd expect. Okay. Now, once again.
(38-37) Rams.
Boy, White really got in. They had 4 people in the lane right there.
13 for Van Horn. Shot no good. Howell on the rebound. Up, no. Abler, no. And we'll get a tie up. 38-37 Random Lake, 8:04 to go. It's Ozaukee ball on the possession change.
Sometimes on those rebounds, you have a tendency, some people have a tendency to kind of aim that shot. Madeline Albert, basically she had it wide open and she kind of was like throwing darts and trying to aim it instead of just letting it go, using muscle memory.
Kind of short-armed it a little bit.
Yep.
Shot, no good. Van Horn, 7:50 remaining. 38-37 Random Lake.
Take it.
Abler, drive, bounce past Kinsler, back to Jayla Harder at the wing.
Mara's saying, let me shoot that moon ball again.
Well, we talked about with Harder, it's the countdown to 1,000. She had a career high 7 points on last week.
Right.
Abler, no good. We were giving Jayla a hard time, but Jayla, countdown to 1,000. She's a good sport. She took it all in stride. She's like, Gary, maybe countdown to 100. Inside, Weicker knocked away by Van Horn. Abler, MD all the way for 2.
It's that same cut. Both teams, when they've cut hard, we used to call it an A cut, right through the lane towards the rim. They've gotten great looks, and you know, a couple of times there were some not so great passes, but I'd really like to see both teams spread it out more and get more spacing. There's a phrase, spacing is offense and offense is spacing. But we're seeing a lot of times where you've got four people in the lane defensively and 4 offensive people also. So either I think the team that opens it up and starts cutting more, and I know that, hey, it's late in the game and they're getting tired, but that I think is going to be the difference here, and the ability to hit people on that cut.
Hey, don't forget Saturday night, Laconia at Randolph, 7:15 start. And also we got to make a big announcement given to us by our good friend, the head coach of the Random Lake Rams softball team. We are officially 99 days until softball returns to W7. Mike Lefevre counting down the days, baby. Random Lake softball back on W7 this spring. Don't want to miss it. We're going to have a lot of fun, a lot of dugout cameras everywhere, center field camera once in a while, all kinds of fun stuff. You don't want to miss out. Random Lake softball returns to W7 this March.
And there's nothing like playing in the snow in March. Softball.
Well, we bring an enclosed tent in. I have a little heater, a little hot chocolate. We have a good time in the tent.
That sounds good. They may not let me smoke cigars there, but I'd be more than happy to drink hot chocolate.
Absolutely.
If you throw in a couple donuts.
Will do. Pass ahead, knocked away. Weicker, she's got quick hands.
That's one of those. It was an okay idea, but it's hard to throw that pass left-handed and then have the person catch it, get the ball, not dribble or not travel. Maybe she could have taken a couple more bounces and let her get to the block and post up.
40-37 Random Lake, 6.5 to go. Stolen by Weicker, but Van Horn recovers it. And something's on the floor. Here's Grubin, crossover dribble in the lane, tried to get rid of it. I think it's like a hair tie or something. Jayla's going to take it over to Coach Van Horn.
It seems like I'm trying to portray myself as a really old guy, but dribbling.
You're doing a great job of it, by the way.
Dribbling and then jumping into the air to pass is another thing that made me go eat cookies. It's like the pros may be able to do it because they're exceptional athletes, but it's a really bad idea.
Kinsler too strong on that one, out of bounds. Not sure that's what Coach Van Horn wants right now. 6:12 to go.
No. It's like I mentioned to you before about watching the Waupun game last week. I would stick 32 down on the block and continually throw her the ball based upon, especially the way that I don't think that Ozaukee necessarily can stop her on the block, especially if they play behind her. And
Coach, that's Mara Kinsler's 4th foul.
Okay.
For Random Lake, we'll have to watch that.
Oh, well, she's still in.
Yep. Caitlin Weicker for 2.
And that's a good example where, you know, she's their leading scorer. She took it upon herself to get to the rim.
40-39 with 5.5 remaining.
Now, there's a mismatch right here. See, that's where
20 for Weicker.
Weicker had done a pretty good job during the game on Hallie.
No good. Put back. Rims off, but that's going to be on Kinsler. That's 5. If it's on Mara, we'll see. It might not be. It is. That's her 5th foul.
Wow.
Mara Kinsler fouls out with 7 points and a slew of rebounds. Nice game for Mara.
Those are tough decisions, both for the coach and also whoever is talking to the coach's ear in terms of how many fouls they have. You know, you just hope. I've asked players in the past, can you go back into the game and not foul? And they nodded, and then they immediately fouled on the next play.
Right. Well, especially as a sophomore too. I mean, that's
yes.
There's some you know, maturity that'll happen over the next year or two, and she's just playing basketball. That's what she's doing.
Actually, the player's father, when I said, can you not foul, he shook his head, and she said, yes. He said, you should listen to me in the future. So that was a big.
Weicker gets them both. 22 points for Caitlin Weicker.
Wow. She's been the difference in the second half.
Her season high is 26.
Yep, against West Bend West.
It's a 1-point lead for the Warriors with 5:07 to go.
One advantage for Ozaukee here is that they've played at least one tight game like this. They lost by 2, and it helps to have been there. Yep.
Random Lake season opener, they lost by 2 to Living Word Lutheran, but then lost by 27, lost by 18, and won by 20.
Right. And you never can tell what you've got that first game.
Right. Knocked away by Grumman. It'll stay with Ozaukee. 41-40, 4:52 to go. Be sure to follow us on social media tomorrow, especially if you're Ozaukee or Random Lake fans. There'll be a ton of photographs from Dave Beasley all over, plastered all over our social media pages. Don't want to miss out. Lots of photos. Out of bounds, Ozaukee ball.
One of the things that Coach Van Horn might be thinking about doing here is Caitlin Weiker's absolutely killed him in the second half. Maybe double off whoever is their non-shooter, because they really need to get the ball out of her hands. Like that right there, that was a hook.
Curbsy, no good. Gets her own rebound up, nope. Weicker pulls it down, and we're gonna have a jump ball. Possession arrow Ozaukee, or possession arrow Random Lake.
Now, as I got older in the old guys league, I would hook the way that Ms. Weicker did, but that was right in front of the official, and it was beautiful. She absolutely hooked it, which is a foul, but there was no call.
The possession arrow said Random Lake.
I mean, it was just.
What do I know?
Well, that's every coach saying, how did you miss that? You're standing right there, but then you hear something about their floor coverage or something. I never really understood it.
Weicker no good on the 3, Abler on the rebound. Here's Lexi Grumman.
It's good to run a set here.
Jayla Harder.
How about that slice cut? Right there.
Looking for Van Horn, taken away. Drive shot foul on Jayla Harder, and Weicker back to the line.
I think I said this in the first broadcast, but I used to teach my guards to run by when there's a situation like that where she's going in on the break, not to run with her and then put your arms up and you can automatically get an and one. Run by her, literally sprint by her, and see if you could maybe just tap the ball off. Because that was a foul from about the last 20 feet that you just knew was going to happen.
23 for Weicker. 24.
She doesn't look like a 55% free throw shooter right now.
She does not. She hasn't missed a, and according to my numbers, she's 8 for 8 from the line. And it's 43-40. Ozaukee, that 3, no good.
Nice.
Van Horn pulls it down.
Wow.
Up and in. Hallie Van Horn for 2.
I'm sure she probably thinks that I've been picking on her, but I think she can be, I think she's a good player who could be a tremendous player doing just those things.
15 points for Hallie Van Horn. You're watching W7 Live. Don't go anywhere. We got a good one.
Jolly Good Soda. We put the pop in Wisconsin.
(43-42). Ozaukee by 1 with 3:24 to go. Got a good one.
It'll be interesting to see if either team gets up and then pulls the ball out. That's one of the things that when I got back from college, I decided the clock was going to be my friend.
19 fouls on Random Lake, 6 on Ozaukee. Mara Kinsler has fouled out for the Rams with 7 points and at least 7 rebounds.
That's as definitive as we can be. At least 7.
At least 7. Meyer on the foul, that's her second. 2 free throws now, double bonus for Ozaukee. Quaid no good on the first one. Savannah 6 of 14 on the year, 43%. Second one, good, 1 for 2.
Second one looked solid. First one looked a little shaky.
And it's a 2-point lead, 44-42. And there's a foul.
Yeah, I thought she walked.
Or traveling, beg your pardon, on Random Lake. Three minutes to go, 44-42. Ozaukee. Stolen by Van Horn. Hal one-on-one with Weicker.
Another no
Got
call.
it.
Another no call.
And we're tied at 44.
Wow.
Rebound. Madeline Abler.
Once again, let's get the ball. Let's get the ball to 32. We can pass it around a little bit. See if you can get that A cut through the lane.
Van Horn kick out, Meyer. The mirror for 2.
Wow.
4 in a row, 6 in a row for Random Lake. They were down 44-40, now they lead 46-44. Knocked away, Harder went off of Quaid, and it's Random Lake basketball with a 2-point lead.
I actually don't think that, I think that ball went off of Ozaukee. The official looked at me, I think he was trying to ask me what I thought.
They look at me that way, they know they should call the opposite of whatever I thought.
Right.
Timeout.
Okay.
Random Lake, they lead by 2. We'll keep it here, Coach. If you're Random Lake, you got a 2-point lead. You got 1:41 to go in the huddle right now. What's Coach Van Horn talking to the girls about?
Well, I think she reminds them that her daughter's an 80% free throw shooter. And basically, they need to spread it out. They need to make easy passes. Repeatedly get the ball to her if they're going to go ahead and try to foul early. You know, they basically have no reason to want to go back on defense. They've got 10 fouls already. So the longer they can keep the ball away from them and not have someone, and this sounds awful, but this is one of those situations where you've got to go back to the girl that brought you to the dance. And you don't want somebody to go, I think I'm going to be a hero and shoot a 35-foot three.
Right.
You've got the ball. You've got someone that you know if you can get them on the line. And we basically did that all last year. We basically got the ball to one player at the end of the game, and the other players knew she was going to get the ball, and were happy because they didn't want to shoot the free throws. So, and I think at this point, Ozaukee's got plenty of time, and they can be a little. They've got 6, so they really can't. They can't necessarily foul, but there's nothing wrong with fouling somebody other than Haley.
Looking ahead, do you overplay Weicker defensively on the other end?
I would like I would send a second person to her once you on the catch. And again, you can't foul her.
Make somebody else beat you, right?
Right. You can't foul her, and just because the way she's shooting today, not from a season perspective. And the other part is that you don't want to foul. You don't want to foul Rogers. She's a 78%.
Right.
Okay,
Abler, one dribble to Harder. Jay brings it out. Coach, that's smart by Jayla Harder. Right? That's a smart play.
If you don't think you're going to make it, that's a tremendously smart move.
And Jayla's not going to get you 10 points every night, but she generally makes pretty smart decisions. She's a mature kid, and she's been in a lot of pressure situations. She knows what to do.
You just now they make one, and they got to keep Ozaukee off the 3-point line for the 2 that have made threes. You're okay giving up a 2 if she makes this.
Ruman 4 of 6 on the year coming into this one. Missed that one. That's a big one. The lead is 2 with 1:13. Knocked away Van Horn. Hal working up a sweat.
Yeah.
He's working hard. 1:07.
That's it. She can stay.
Quaid up under, no.
You're fine with that shot.
Yeah, you're okay with that, I would think. Abler on the rebound.
Now they got 3. Somebody is open. Coach, maybe timeout.
We're going to have a foul on 21, I believe. That's Meredith Clark. That's her, actually, it's on 14, Weicker. That's her second.
Right there, they brought a third person. It's kind of like in hockey, only 2 people in the fight. When they've got 3 people on the ball, there are multiple people open, and the person who's being trapped has got to get their hands either up or down so they can throw an easy pass. But there's layups to be had, especially when they bring 3 right there, which they did.
Grumman drains a big one there. And the second one also.
Even bigger.
2 big ones for Lexi Grumman, and the lead is 4 with 52 seconds to go. Quaid all the way up, no good. Rebound, Harder, and she's fouled. Jay 3 for 6. If you're Ozaukee and someone that you'd like to, you don't mind fouling harder. She's 3 of 6.
Last year in our Freedom game, the folks from W7 were trying to search for somebody other than Morgan Adams who could shoot over 50%. You know, it does help to know who you want to foul, and in that case, she's making them, and you're playing the percentage. There we go.
And I say that Jayla just switches that free throw like she's done 100 of them in a row.
Yep, she looked over at you and went, take that, Gary.
Love you too, Jay. 49-44, 5-point lead. Coach, are you surprised the last 2 possessions, Caitlin Weicker hasn't really touched the ball? I mean, Quaid took it all the way the last time, then somebody else the time before. I'm surprised she hasn't even touched the ball these last 2 possessions.
Well, and they got the same shot twice. That's the other not so great part of it. Again, this is about your kids listening to you say, and I'm not kidding, for the 15th time, at the end of the game, this is who needs to get the ball. And even if she's having a bad game, because she really put them on their back the second half. She had like 14 points the second half, so you're going to go to her, and even if the other team knows it. Wow.
Money, Jayla Harder, and a girl, 50-44. Love it when the kids prove me wrong, Coach. I love that more than anything.
Those right out Hoosiers, like Ollie making the 2 free throws.
After Ollie makes the second one.
Yep.
Steele Grumman. Lexi Grumman for 2. 52-44, 20 seconds to go. Swatted by Van Horn, out of bounds. Ozaukee ball.
I think that was a little bit of frustration. She finally got the ball. She was going to take it to the rim.
Can't wait now if you're Ozaukee.
No.
Coming up, Jolly Good Soda Player of the Game.
It's going to be difficult. There's
several. There's
pretty good performances here.
Some good choices. Van Horn on the foul. That's her 4th. Weicker to the line. And the last thing you want to do is put them at the line and stop the clock here and let them score.
Right. But there's not very many 7-point shots, so they can.
Weicker hits them. She has been perfect from the line.
She's really played well.
11 seconds remaining and a 6-point lead.
It's funny that time kind of once again stood still, and Random Lake just kept doing things that they haven't done all that much this season. You know, did smart stuff, took care of the ball. You know, you can see players and sometimes just coaches get better right in front of your eyes.
Unofficially 26 points for Caitlin Weicker to match her season high.
She's played really well.
And Meredith Clark fouls out. 10.2 seconds to go, 52-46 Random Lake. First one, good for Grumman.
Now nobody misses from Random Lake.
Love it, love it. Grumman's hit 3 big ones now and down the stretch.
Absolutely.
Make it 4.
Wow.
Great finish for the Rams, Coach.
Terrific finish.
3-point shot, no good. Shot after the buzzer, and that's your ball game. Final score, Random Lake 54, Ozaukee 46. Great game, both teams. Coach, thanks as always. Great having you.
Not an 8-point game. Much more exciting than that.
We're coming back with our Jolly Good Soda Player of the Game. Coach will rejoin us Saturday night. Laconia Randolph, live from Randolph. Don't go anywhere. Jolly Good Soda Player of the Game coming up. You've been watching Homeschool Tuesday night on W7. We're coming back.
Wow. They really got it to put it
W7, we are back with our Jolly Good Soda player of the game. It is Chesney Meyer, the mayor of Random Lake. Ches, nice game tonight.
Thank you.
Well, it wasn't easy, that's for sure.
No.
It was a physical, tough game. I mean, every time it seemed like you guys kind of had this thing put away, they came right back again. I mean, thoughts on how you guys played tonight?
I think we played really good. We had a little struggle at the beginning, kind of getting messy passes, not faking it right away, but then we came back and got our composure.
Can you tell me just how it's been kind of working into this team this year? I mean, some seniors have left, of course, and I kind of look at you and Lexi both kind of coming in and almost like in some ways sharing duties. I mean, what's that been like for you guys?
It's been interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we're not experienced with the level of the varsity, I guess. So it's been a learning experience, but we're having fun doing it and learning every day.
Do you feel more confident every game as the season kind of moves? You and Lexi both, I say you, and Mara too, the three of you really look like you're gaining confidence every game. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
So another nice win tonight, 2-3, first conference win of the year. What do you do now to get ready for Oostburg?
Work hard at practice.
Yeah, work hard at practice. And I was just so impressed with the way you guys, 2 weeks ago you guys do that. I really don't. I feel like every little bit this team is maturing every game. Now, the results may not be where you want them to be, but the process itself, I think it's working. Is that
Yeah, the
agree?
change is better, yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. Well, hey, nice game tonight. Chesney Meyer, the mayor of Random Lake, is our Jolly Good Soda player of the game. Let me get your teammates in here, too. Where are they at? Let's see. There they are. They're in there somewhere. All right, before we go, we got to do something here. Bees, come over right here. Right here. Come right here. Are you all ready? I'm not going to sing because nobody wants that, but on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Dear. Birthday to you.
Happy birthday to our awesome photographer. Congratulations. Chesney Meyer is our Jolly Good Soda player of the game and the Rams' 54-46 win over Ozaukee. Next game Thursday night, we'll be on the road with these guys at Oostburg at the Shoe, 7:15 on Thursday. Connor will also be at Notre Dame for Pulaski at Notre Dame, also a 7:15 start. Until then, for the mayor of Random Lake and for your Random Lake Rams victors tonight, you've been watching W7 Live. We'll see you Thursday.